obviously bands aren't out on the field marching, but as they're going through the design process, it would be really cool to call up, or to have a video conference with a Kevin Ford or a Rick Subel and say, hey, here's where we're at in our design process. Can you give me 20 minutes of your time? And what makes sense, what doesn't? If you were doing this at wherever, what would you do to now take this to the next level? And I think now's a great time for that, as we're all experiencing this crazy time. But that would be my recommendation. I know there's a lot of people out there that will take your contest videos, for instance, and spend a couple hours dissecting it, giving you a checklist of things to do. But I also think in the design process, I think there is a possibility for that kind of interaction. I know I would be very open to that, because it wouldn't be something that, I have all my commissions that I'm writing for right now, but to take 30 minutes and help a band with their design process, or look at their conceptual storyboard and then give them some feedback that might help them move forward and make it even better. I think that would be really a good way to do it.
Okay, so did everybody hear that? Because this is fantastic advice. And here's the thing, Frank, I don't think people realize they can get access to these designers.
Yeah.
Right. But what you're saying is, let me pay you for 30 minutes, an hour of consultation time. You're going to write them a check, but because you're using their professional opinion and expertise. But what you could get in that 20, 30 minutes, an hour is going to transform your show. You could give them we bought this custom show, let me send you the score, now let's talk through it. And they could say, you could do this, you could cut this, you could change this. Or you could say, I can't figure out how to get this concept to work. And they'll say, well, have you thought about this? This is great use of your resources, because we're just talking about probably a few $100s maybe, depending on the person, for some of their time.
Yeah, and I think, it'd be how I would imagine it would be how much time you want to spend with them. I mean, in most cases, people would be able to spend an hour, and that's all you would need. 1 hour or 30 minutes, an hour.
An hour of input and ideas from people that have done this at the very highest level for a really long time. So that is great advice. If you don't know how to get hold of anybody, contact me at tim@marketingroundtable.com, and I can help you get in touch with just about anybody at this point, because I've talked about so much, but I've talked to everybody so much. Not that I want to be like the middleman, but there's people are definitely willing to do this. I've done this myself, Frank. I'm sure you have too. Somebody sent me, we're trying to figure out how to do this show, and I'm like, well, have you thought about this? Or I will say to them, that's a terrible idea. Let me tell you why. I tried that back in 1990, whatever, and it was a disaster. Let me tell you. So you want their experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And to have that, it's almost like a silver lining in the situation we're in right now is people are at home. It's not, they're not in the Caribbean on vacations. They're sitting in there, and being able to help people, having some interaction. And this would be a perfect time to get, maybe some big names that you're like, why would they even, I don't even know how to contact them. Tim knows how to contact them.
I might know how, but there are ways. Most people have a website where they have like a home base where you can find them. If you can just Google them, there's some sort of home base website for people. Don't be afraid to ask. I mean, if they're too busy, listen, these people are all very, very busy, and they will say to you, I'm sorry, I do not have time on my schedule, but they'll probably also say, let me give you a number of them. Here, contact this guy. I bet he could help you.
Right.